Today on Upfront, right to work in Wisconsin. It's anti-union legislation on the fast track in the state legislature. It's our discussion today with Republican Representative Chris Kapenga and Democrat Andy Jorgensen. Plus, why some Assembly Republicans are eyeing changes to secret John Doe probes. And a streetcar in Milwaukee, Mayor Tom Barrett goes all in for it. Is it a trolley folly or a vision for the future?
Covering the issues important to Wisconsin. This is Up Front with Mike Goucher.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Up Front. Mike Goucher is off this week. I'm Kent Wainscott. Right-to-work legislation is shaping up to be one of the early battles for the incoming legislature. Simply put, right-to-work allows an employee to work at a job without being compelled to join or financially support a union. About half of the states, including some of our neighbors, have right-to-work laws. Republicans say the time has come, but some Democrats are calling it the right to work for less. We have two perspectives today with Republican Representative Chris Kapenga of Delafield, who said he'll introduce a right-to-work bill, and Democratic Representative Andy Jorgensen of Milton, a former UAW shop steward at General Motors. I want to thank you both very much for being here with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, Representative Kapenga, let me begin with you. Why do we have to have this now? What will this do for Wisconsin that isn't already happening?
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing that I always say is, you know what, this is something about workers' choice. And I think it's very important for workers to be able to have the choice of, am I going to be in a union or do I choose not to be in a union? And it starts out back when I was 19. I was in my summer job during college. I got my first check and I walked in to payroll and I said, hey, there's an error on my check here. And they deducted union wages from it. And I said, I didn't ask to be in it. And she said, I'm sorry, that's not a mistake. The law says that we have to take that. So from that time, I just felt fundamentally that that's not the way that we should be doing things, and it's really a workers' choice type of situation.
So if that's at the heart of this argument, Representative Jorgensen, why not? Why shouldn't workers be allowed to have that choice?
Well, let's be clear. This is just another attempt by the Republicans to break the unions. That's really all this is. It's being pushed by people like the Koch brothers and other special interests that feel that they push for things like full-time employees should be part-time, jobs should be shipped overseas, things like their mountains of money should be offshore so they have to pay their fair share in taxes. There's just one more thing that the groups like this just got to have. This is a checkbox that hasn't been checked in our state. They've gone through a lot, but this one's still hanging out there and they want to get it done.
But it doesn't get to the question of whether or not an individual should have that right, that choice.
Well, it takes away the freedom to belong to a strong union. You have the freedom right now, the choice to make whether or not you want to work at a union shop. And you should be able to have that choice to belong to a collective bargaining unit so you can fight for things like wages and safety and workplace conditions.
Wisconsin does have a strong labor tradition. How much of this is politically motivated?
Well, this is something that, again, it goes back to me personally. So you can say it's politically motivated, but at 19 years old, I understood that this just is not right to do. And the thing to remember on this is the legislation that would come forward would not disallow workers to be part of a union. I absolutely believe in the rights of workers to unionize. If they feel there's a benefit for them, I think it's a great thing. But what it does right now is the law says you don't have a choice whether or not you can be in this union. If it's a union shop, you are required to be part of it. And that's just fundamentally against what I stand for. So if we're going to really talk about choice, let's make it choice and freedom.
You're not buying this argument?
No, because it's run just like America is. The majority rules. You get within a union, and you and the majority of your workers don't want to have that union anymore. You can take that vote and you can decertify. It's a democracy. It's a freedom that we now enjoy. Let's keep it in place. But again, that's not what this is all about. This is being pushed by special interests because this is a checkbox that hasn't been checked yet. This isn't being pushed by, I haven't heard from businesses that hire union labor that this has got to happen. In fact, I've taken a look at Site Selection magazine. It's an industry magazine, and the CEOs were asked, what do you look at? What's something you need when you're going to relocate or call a state your home? And they took a look at things like infrastructure. They took a look at things like workplace or workers' skills and reasonable regulations. On that list was not a so-called right to work. This isn't important to them. This is coming because it's political, and that's it, period.
But you point out that the majority rules in this society, and we've got a majority, Republican majority in the state legislature. We have a Republican governor who, by the way, has said that he considers this a distraction at this point. Even though he supported right-to-work legislation in the past, he has said, Governor Walker has said, this is not a priority for him at this time. Do you believe the governor's on board with this?
Well, my job is in the legislature, so I think it's really important to look at what is my role. I was elected by my constituents to work the legislative process. The governor's office is the executive branch. So my focus needs to be on the legislature, and I do not want to speak for the governor. I have not sat down and talked with him, but my task and my job is let's stay in the legislature, and I'm going to shepherd this through the legislature.
But do you agree with him when he says this is a distraction, that the focus should be on other issues at this point?
Yeah, personally, again, I don't want to speak for the governor. My personal viewpoint, I think I've made very clear, in that this is about personal choice, and that's a very personal thing to me, obviously, because of my situation. So if it's a personal issue that I feel is important for freedom, I'm going to fight for that.
Right, but legislatively, is this something that should be front and center in this legislative session?
Well, it's important to look at, too, that Majority Leader Fitzgerald did come out and said, hey, the Senate's really going to push this right away. So it's obviously a priority in the legislature. Speaker Voss has been very clear. Questions have been coming up pretty consistently about it. He said, hey, I'm open to the discussion. It's the same thing that we talked about when I sat down with him.
Other states that have enacted right-to-work laws have seen protests, demonstrations. We're familiar with that, certainly, in Wisconsin. What would you anticipate the response being if this legislation goes forward? Let me ask you, Representative.
Well, it's a good question. I know people would probably be upset, and I find it very interesting, very telling that the governor is not on board, and I wonder if this is the thing to come, in other legislation, that we're going to have some disagreements on their side. But it's very political, and if we look at other states that have RTW, they don't belong to a union. The studies show, the numbers show, that someone will make $5,000 less than when you compare them to a state like ours. You look at states with the highest unemployment. 6 out of the top 10 are RTW states. This is not going in the right direction. This is only being done because it's political. They're climbing all over themselves to be the first one to pull the lever to get this going in our state.
Real quickly, Representative Camping, what do you expect the response to be, and do you have the support you believe within your caucus to get this passed?
Yeah, I firmly believe we'll have the support in the full legislature. The statistics I'm seeing are very, very powerful, and we'll lay these out. But for instance, I talked to the economic development director at Indiana, and as you know, they recently enacted the legislation. And they've had 102 companies to date that have specifically said, we are either going to relocate to your state or we're going to expand here, and they specifically mentioned right to work as an important factor in that. So there's powerful evidence that lays out the case for it.
All right, quick yes or no, will this pass in this session?
Yes, absolutely.
Majority rules, unfortunately, in this case. It's not the will of the people, though.
Representatives Andy Jorgensen and Chris Campica, thanks very much for your time. We appreciate you being with us today. Coming up next on Up Front, another idea percolating in the legislature, changing state law on John Doe investigations. But first, the Milwaukee streetcar coming up for a major make-or-break vote. Mayor Tom Barrett on why he's pushing the trolley when Up Front continues.
Up Front with Mike Goucher, brought to you by the American Transmission Company and the Wisconsin Corn Growers Association.